teenage daughters. Whenever one of them begins to compare themselves to one another or anyone else, as teens do, I tell them each and every body is different. This may be in their talents, their appearance, physical strength, or academic accomplishments. I believe nothing and no one can be one size fits all. That is why I am so excited to tell you about today's guest, Sylwia Matula. She is the founder of Aurum Health. Sylwia is a board-certified registered nurse who treats each and every body as unique. And that is what makes Aurum Health so special and why we are so lucky to have her with us today. Aurum Health is a business that provides concierge, bespoke care and wellness. Sylwia practices wellness through functional medicine. She emphasizes regenerative and restorative care. This support comes in many forms, from supplements to injections to weekly infusions. Sylwia takes time to learn about her clients. I have seen her in action. She takes great care learning about her clients' family and medical histories, taking into account their lifestyle and diets. Source and Self has found a true synergy with Sylwia. Source and Self makes wellness accessible, and Sylwia is wellness in action. I am happy to share that this is the first of many conversations I will be having with Sylwia. Her passion is contagious. We are so glad that you are here for the conversation. Stay tuned to the very end for the Source and Self speed round. Welcome, Sylwia, to Source and Self. Thank you. Hello.
Yay. Hi, thank you for having me. Wow, I am so honored for this beautiful introduction, Abby.
Oh.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, every minute was earned.
Thank you so much for spending Friday afternoon with me.
Yes. It is a Friday right before you can really break loose and let your hair down for the weekend or take a little more time to bring wellness into your life. How did you get to found Aurum Health, and what is your background before you started your business?
Of course. So Aurum Health was a compilation of my passion for Eastern with Western medicine, but my complete turning point of why I finally stepped out from acute corporate America, as we call it, healthcare, into my own practice was probably over 3.5 years ago when I had my son, Matthew. During the postpartum, I suffered what's called generalized inflammation of my thyroid hormone or gland, however you want to call it. And that really gave me a perspective of I need to heal my body from within in order to get stronger and better. My passion for wellness was always there. Not a lot of people know my first baccalaureate degree is in a healthcare administration and management. And then my second baccalaureate is in nursing.
Oh, wow.
So my prior background, I started as a trauma ICU nurse. I've been in the healthcare field for over 15 years, from nursing student all the way down to CEO of one of the local Chicago hospitals. That was my last position before I stepped out. Thank you. So I've done it all when it comes to specialties, from trauma ICU to burn to ER, intensive care units, what I mean by ICU, open hearts, oncology, medical surgical experience as well. So all that versatile environment led me to understanding more, not just the hemodynamics of the body and learning critical thinking skills, but also seeing on what's happening in healthcare in general. On the management side, I was definitely purview to seeing things outside of the box and looking at what else we can improve in healthcare. And all that led to me creating my own business where I wanted to provide great quality products and services for my clients, but also not be standoffish about you cannot, do antibiotics or prescribe medications when needed to be.
So use both Eastern and Western together.
Exactly.
Marrying the best of both.
Exactly. It's not about saying Eastern medicine is the only way to go and Western is not, because we're abusing, the pharmacological entities, if that makes sense. It's all about that balance and finding it. There are absolute situations where you absolutely do need antibiotics. You do need steroids. You do need that more acute hands-on support. I'm not telling you that D3 injection is going to cure your pneumonia. That's not what I'm ever advertising. It's all about about that great balance. And that's what I strive to find and have in my practice and with my clients. So all that led into creating an Aurum Health. Aurum stands for gold. And I actually do need to give a full credit to my wonderful baby sister, Alex.
Yeah.
And when I say baby, you know, she's my youngest sister.
Yes.
She is a very well accomplished, you know, counselor. She studies psychology, and she helped me come out with the name, because when you think of health, you want the best, and a gold was
the
always
gold standard.
Sought after mineral.
Right.
So your golden health, and that's how Aurum Health came into be. And I'm super proud of it. It's kind of my second baby. I gave birth to my son, and at the same time, I actually opened the door to Aurum Health. So they're both
amazing.
3.5 years old.
They're both 3.5 years
old. So it's been a great journey, and I'm definitely happy that I took that leap of faith and I left. I always tell my clients that I left for passion. I didn't leave, you know, acute care because I saw it as a money pit. A money making, you know, device. I knew that if I lead with the passion, the income will absolutely follow.
Yes.
And I was also willing to take, you know, a pay cut from where I was coming from, because I wanted to feel better, and I wanted to improve the lives of others and myself, and being that example by doing.
Well, you balance Eastern and Western medications, and then you also balance being a mom and a founder at the same time. I think you probably have a lot of experience in balance and trying to take both sides and do them both so well.
Yes, that's for sure. I think as moms and business owners in general, parents and adults, you do need to find that a good multitasking balance, and it's not easy.
We need to multitask all the time. I wish I had 3 more arms or something like that. I'm curious, who are your clients and what are they looking for?
So as far as my client base, you know, there are anywhere between working moms and dads, 9 to 5, to business owners, to, you know, high profile individuals that are more in a political scene. I also have some teenagers, and when I say teenagers, 16 plus. You know, those early adults. Those are in general clients that have in common a main goal, which is improving their overall health and well-being.
Yes.
If I look now, 3 years back, and the common theme of my majority of my clients who came to me was, I want to take my health back.
Health back. Oh, I love that.
That's exactly what they told me. I want to take my health back. It's not just because of COVID happened and you know, the pandemic, but a lot of them had that turning point. Some people may say that aha moment where they said, you know what, I cannot just blindly trust that this is going to help me just because someone has a MD, PA, RN behind their name. You know, no offense to myself or other practitioners, but that's the honest truth. And I always tell them, be your own advocate. If you come to me and you ask me a question, where is the D3 coming from? Where are you getting your vitamins from? I am an open book. I'm going to tell you exactly where I'm getting it from. And I'm very proud. I pride myself in the fact that my products, the quality of service that I offer, I never compromise on it. And I know the economy is tough. And I know, you know, the client is, some clients may say, wow, that's a hefty, you know, price to pay, but this is the wellness. This is the space where I cannot take the injection back. I cannot take, you know, the infusion back. It's not a purse you can return. So I want to make sure whatever I give into your body, I give you physically, it's responding well and you're getting the best possible results.
The gold standard.
Exactly.
The gold standard. So you were saying that you have taken part in end of life care?
Correct. So just because infusions are more seen as, you know, keeping the energy up and get the body going, you know, it's about, you know, anti-aging, you know, services as well. The end of life definitely is a big aspect as well to support the clients. I definitely had throughout last few years clients whose family members, they were undergoing a chemotherapy treatment. They were
Right.
at the end of their treatments. There was no other alternative therapy, and they wanted the IV infusion or vitamin injections in order to boost their boost their energy and support them, so they are still able to speak and walk and be there
Wow.
with their loved ones. So I definitely was a part of that. As difficult as it was definitely very not just rewarding, but I was honored to do that. So I
It's so
definitely,
intimate.
yeah, it's very intimate because you don't act as just an individual that comes in and provides the services. You truly are trying to be that person that's there to hold their hand as well and support the family, and you're trying to keep your emotions in check as well, where at the end of the day we're all humans.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and I've seen death and dying so many times working in trauma ICU and such.
Oh yes, of course.
It's not something new to me, but it's very personal when you have that relationship with them, when you see them over a longer period of time.
Right.
So yeah, so that's one thing that not a lot of clients or general public knows about when it comes to my services.
That didn't occur to me. I was
Yeah.
thinking all in the health and wellness,
Yeah,
anti-aging,
yeah,
weight loss,
energy support, and metabolism. Yeah, but definitely more and more. I have an amazing success stories as well, where individuals, we're post chemotherapy and they're doing incredible. They're thriving.
Wow.
And obviously, within respect to all of my clients and their privacy, I definitely have one of my incredible clients. I just spoke to him yesterday. I'm like, not gonna call you by the name, but I'm definitely gonna mention you because he's definitely very aware of not just his wellness, but he's definitely very strong in his opinions. And sometimes he will tell me, I'm sorry, I was a little stubborn. I'm like, it's okay. You're advocating for yourself.
Yes.
I love the energy you have.
Yes.
And he runs an incredibly busy and successful, business. And so he has a lot of stress that's being thrown at him, but he's incredible. Him and his wife, they're just wonderful clients of mine. And
how wonderful.
But he also, is, cancer survivor, and he's doing incredible. And I remember when he came to me a year ago, and he was absolutely completely skeptical about everything and anything. And a few weeks ago, he said, I am your client for life.
Wow.
I respect you. I'm firing my primary physician.
Sylwia.
I said, don't do that. You don't need to do that. It's not a competition.
We can work together.
Definitely, yeah, he's thriving. He's amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So those are my incredible success stories. And it's not about, being overconfident. I don't ever want to sound like I'm overconfident, but if I am able to have a client who comes in at the weakest point of his wellness journey, and he needs your support, and I am able to guide him through it, I'm giving that 50% and he's giving another 50% for the total of 100, so he can be at the optimal. I don't know what they do when they go home. I don't know if they're following what I would love for them to do. But I am very grateful and blessed for my clients. And if I have not said that yet, they are the ones that truly are challenging me every day. They build my practice with me. I am able to be where I am today because of them as well. And I just want to make sure that I just say it out loud, because they're definitely continuously making sure that I am being the best for them, so they can be at their best.
It's such a personal, intimate practice that you have. It's really special, and you really do come into people's lives, and you really do get to know everything about them. It's really special. I think you have built a very special practice. Are you seeing any trends in the infusion IV space?
So as far as the trends, I definitely can see in the last, I would say 3 to 5 years, they have been 5 years back, and now we definitely see that there's a lot of good and bad that have happened. That's for sure.
Tell me some of the good.
As far as the good, we are definitely more aware of we want to strengthen our body from within. We are standing up more for ourselves, even when, my clients go to their primary care physicians and they say, you know what, I want to know, why am I getting prescribed that medication?
Right.
Is there another alternative? I want a little more education about it. So the wellness space now and where we're heading is strengthening from within, but also knowing what you're doing and make sure there is a great bioavailability of the product, meaning
Yes.
it's really good for your body and the way it's taking its toll on it, if that makes sense. And definitely making sure that you are not just blindly following something because there's a prescription behind it.
Right.
So I'm definitely happy that more people want to seek the injections, infusions. They want healthy products.
Yes.
So I'm super excited and grateful for Source and Self. That was one of the keys why I even started seeking more and more products using the platform of Source and Self, which is what I call an incredible clean Costco.
Yes, it is all very clean, toxin-free.
So I love that aspect. And also, as far as the bad, I don't so much want to call it bad, but there's definitely some abuse that's happening in the field as well. From counterfeit products, as far as the vitamins and minerals, you see the hype of weight support,
Yes.
where you definitely have, some practices are opening up and they're claiming that they just opened 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Let's say the individuals, owners, or whoever is running it just got their, let's say medical degree or nursing degree.
Right.
And then now they're claiming that they're the expert in the field. They're the best.
Right.
They have the most experience. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, you just opened, you just barely touched the toes in the water. And I don't like false advertising. If someone
Yes.
comes to me and asks me if I do ketamine infusion, for example, I absolutely do not. It's too high of a risk. I don't personally believe in it,
Right.
because it's a sedative as well. And I just personally don't believe in it, and I will not touch it. Versus, no, we will absolutely do it for you because we want to get the money.
Yes.
I don't run
For
my
a
business
fee.
like that.
Yes.
So just because you can do something doesn't mean you should be doing it. And I see that a lot of wellness and more wellness practices now are just dabbling too much in trying to do everything while they're not
Yes.
specializing in everything. I by no means will ever claim that I know everything, I can do everything. I know what I know, and I do what I'm confident doing.
You stay in your lane, as the kids say.
Exactly, in order to provide the services. A very wise woman, and I will give her full credit for that, Renatka Placek. I am definitely stating her full name. She's an incredible business owner. She said to me a while back, "You're not a cup of tomato soup. You're a champagne, very refined taste."
Yes, yes.
What she meant by that is that not everyone is going to love you because you're not a tomato soup.
Right.
You are that refined champagne that particular clients, population, individuals will be drawn to you and what you're doing, and that's okay.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I try to go about and kind of have my practice run as. And I am very grateful what I'm doing. I never would be bashing any of the practices. I inspired many practices to open their own businesses.
Amazing.
In wellness space, and not only wellness space. I have a sister brand called oh my goodness, Precision IV and Wellness. I know there's a lot of
What is
practices
that?
out there that I support. So it's run by Dorothy. She's an incredible nurse, and that's her own practice that I was able to actually help her launch. So I will definitely, and hopefully you'll be able to also speak to her one of these days. So I'm very grateful that I was able to inspire her and help her open that practice. And we highly, highly support each other. Uvanus is an incredible practice as well. I by no means have no credit for it,
Right.
but we definitely help each other out. And Michelle is an incredible, incredible owner. So we definitely bounce ideas. So I love supporting other
Amazing.
businesses. And so this is kind of where the wellness is at right now. We want to make sure you're getting healthy, but it also be that you're also being mindful. Why are you getting vitamin C? Why are you taking
Right.
all those supplements?
Why would I take vitamin C?
Exactly. And vitamin C, from John, from under the bridge is not the same as vitamin C you're getting, from Source
Naturally.
and Self and Symbiotica company. Let's just be honest.
Right.
So, and I also want to just say one thing. There's a lot of myths about expensive and good quality. I always say wellness doesn't need to be expensive. It's all about the products you're seeking and how much you're putting into your body.
Yes.
There's ample amount of incredible products out there that are healthy and that are not outrageously expensive. And
Right.
this is one myth that a lot of clients sometimes will, ask questions about the cost, and we want to be mindful of the cost.
Of course, of course. I'm wondering if there is one thing that I can do right now, what would you suggest? Just to make me better without
as far as
everything,
yes.
From what you see across the board, what do we need?
Yeah. So as far as wellness, I would definitely say hydration. So making sure you're consuming a great quality electrolytes. You hydrate, that you're utilizing a good quality electrolytes. So, potassium, magnesium, sodium, those are the key electrolytes that definitely help with your homeostasis. Make sure that you go through the day and you have enough energy, that your kidneys are functioning and your heart and everything in between. And I personally love, and this is no sponsorship of the company, superior electrolytes.
Me too. I have them. They're here.
Oh, you do? Awesome.
I do. I have them and I adore them. And I really do think it makes a difference when I'm exercising. If I have electrolytes in my water versus just straight tap water, I think that I do feel more hydrated. I think it works. I really believe it.
So a big thing that I always tell my clients, electrolytes pull that water inside your cells. And that's kind of the big key. When you're just doing plain water, it just what we call hydrates more of a gut, if that makes sense. And everything else, kidneys is just filtering and you're excreting it. So it's amazing. And it doesn't matter if it's winter, summer, fall, or spring, you definitely want to make sure you're hydrating yourself.
Agree.
So that's definitely one thing.
I think you can get dehydrated in the winter, even though you may not be sweating the same way. But when I'm exercising, we are women of a certain age who do our exercises, and people always say, stop to hydrate. And we really, really do. And the electrolytes make a difference.
Yeah.
So yes. Oh, this is so fun. And what I'm learning is across my interviews, hydration, whoever I'm talking to, that's their thing that they really suggest is so important. I think even though we all have kids carrying around the biggest thermos in the world, I think we still don't do it. We don't do it enough.
It's true. Yeah, and I'm sometimes guilty of that too. I will be walking around, and telling my clients, make sure you stay hydrated.
Right.
And I forget my Stanley mug. It's not, or a hydro jug that I usually use. I've been obsessed with hydro jug lately because it's, leak proof. So I really love it, carrying it from client to client.
Right.
But then I get home and I'm like, wow, I definitely feel a little more down and my skin is very dry. That's when I see the signs of dehydration. And I want to make sure that, especially after the infusions, when my clients get the infusions, I want to make sure they go home and they follow the continuity of the one infusion is not going to make sure you're staying hydrated for the next month. You do need to add high quality electrolytes in order to keep up with your body's natural demand for hydration.
I completely agree. So let's move on to our Source and Self speed round.
Yes.
Sylwia, you don't have to overthink it. Just answer the questions, and it's just a fun add-on.
Okay.
Tell me 2 things that you're loving.
My boys and ranch dressing.
What book are you reading or music are you listening to?
Okay, so I have not read a book in a while, so I'm not going to claim anything to book. But my ultimate favorite song is definitely "Don't Stop Believing" by, I believe it's Journey.
Journey.
Yes.
Steve Perry. So when you think about it's getting cold out, what are you thinking about? What's the cold weather turned calling for you?
Definitely snuggles with my son and some hot
Snuggles.
chocolate.
Oh, I like them
Yeah.
both. What kind of hot chocolate?
So this is kind of my little downfall. I'm trying to be gluten free,
Right.
but I am definitely seeking some Ghirardelli hot chocolate.
Oh,
And
Ghirardelli.
yeah,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yeah. Longtime favorite. And with balance, I think it's okay if
Yes,
you
absolutely.
have a little treat for yourself.
Yes.
Um, so is there any food, a new restaurant, a new dish, anything that you're eating right now that makes you feel good?
Yeah, so as far as the food, I always try to be more on a high protein. So I do very clean, try to be a gluten-free individual. As far as the on the go, I'm super on the go. You will probably not
Yes.
find me sitting and eating a full, like, heavy meal. So I am definitely obsessed with Promix protein bars, which I
Protein
absolutely
bars.
love.
Yes.
Promix is like the way to go. It tastes like Rice Krispie, but without any, negative chemicals in there. And as far as the restaurants, actually, we recently, a few months ago, discovered a restaurant called Divan.
Yeah.
It's in Chicago, downtown, the north side.
Right.
They serve definitely great quality steak and seafood, and I
Ooh.
love it. We just recently went to celebrate my baby sister's 30th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. And always fun to celebrate at a restaurant.
So once in a while we'll go and, that's our little treat. But definitely I just focus on a very good quality on the go foods. I'm so on the go. My day starts very early and ends quite late. So I want to make sure that I eat very good, high quality protein foods that are not just filling my gut, but actually are fueling my entire body and especially my brain.
Do you
So
eat breakfast?
So as far as breakfast, I will put it this way. I don't have a sit down breakfast. I would probably just grab, like, I would say a gluten-free bagel
Right.
and my, what I called a probiotic drink. It's called
Right.
Amare, which I love.
Okay.
And that kind of fills me up. I usually don't drink coffee. I
No.
do utilize the caffeine, but it's derived, excuse me, from more natural source, if that makes sense. I
Okay.
would do matcha as well. So breakfast is, I don't want to say optional for me. I have a breakfast, but it's more in a form on the go. Sometimes
go.
it's kind of like a dry cereal from a 7th generation, where I will have it in the car and just kind
Sure.
of eat it. My full sit down meal is definitely dinner. That's more of a sit down. And on the
Also
weekends,
family
yes,
time.
correct.
So that's that balance, which is really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, and on the weekends, I definitely do have a more, I would say, sit down breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I'm more of a snacker, and I do need to be more of a snacker.
Yes.
I have a personal nutritionist. Her name is Erica. She's wonderful. She's also a nurse by trade. So she definitely recommended that I do need to have a minimum of 60 grams of clean protein a day, which is a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like a
my,
lot.
Yeah, my need is to more grow muscle because of my Hashimoto's and iron deficiency anemia.
Right.
And that's my autoimmune condition that I've been, working on for the last few years. And I've been
Right.
very, happy where I'm at right now with my wellness. But I also need to be cognizant of the products I'm consuming, regardless if it's at home or if I'm at a friend's house or at the restaurant. So my husband tells me that I look at the menu as a list of ingredients.
Right.
There may be a perfectly balanced salad, yet I will just customize my own. Because once again, this is your natural your body telling you that these ingredients are good for you or not. And that's kind of how I look at it. So that's kind of my nutritional preference.
I love that you do that. I appreciate that. I've always been a dressing on the side gal and pull a few things off and put a few things on my salad. So yes, Sylwia, thank you so much. It has been so nice to talk with you and learn more about Aurum Health. I didn't know that it meant gold and gold standard. And I just really like that a lot. It says a lot about your company and about you. I look forward to many more conversations with you. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Abby. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye.